Alrighty, we have our template here, and I have pressed a piece of fabric, and I'm going to attempt to remove just that little bit of my little fur babies who came along with me on this adventure here. Just in case you have those fur babies at home now too, this is the best time to remove the evidence of their help. And now I'm going to work on adding our letters here. Now we've already got the freezer paper here, they're fused, and you're going, okay, how do I get these apart? Well, I refer to this as the crack and peel method. So you just kind of draw a little bit of a pin over it just to rough up the edge and break it here. Oops, there we go. And it'll peel right off. Make sure that you keep your shiny sides down here. And we're going to just start placing our letters here. And you can see, we can see right through there. Now, you can press these one at a time if you prefer, or you can put them all down at once. I tend to put them all down at once because I will work pretty quickly on these. But that crack and peel works really, really well, just so you, for those of you who have not tried to remove the freezer paper. Now, the beauty is you can reuse these if you need to, because you haven't really destroyed them. Well, not yet at least. So don't move your fabric around. Now, if you're having trouble like I am where your fabric's starting to move around, a couple of magnets work really well to just kind of hold everything in place so everything stops moving. I really do love my So Tight magnets. And so if I wanted to make sure that this was not going anywhere and it would stop moving around so that I don't have to keep guessing, I would put a couple of magnets on the corners just to get it to, so that my fabric and my piece here are staying level. Now, when I do that, I'm just going to make sure when I straighten this up that I have this so that it is going with the green a little bit better. There we go. And I'll move my letters accordingly to go with this. So just make sure that you're doing something. That's one of the things I really do love about these So Tights, is that they make this type of the work much easier. And so now I'm going to add this next S in here. Oops, I didn't get to the edge. Oh, that's all right. It's peeling for me. All right, we're going to sew. I'm going to make sure that my S is going the right way. So we've got our, I think that one goes the other way. There we go. So the S's seem to be, can move either direction if you want them to. So with this, all right, there we go. That one's there. And now we're going to do the E's. I'm going to pull it off next. Come on. There we go. That cracked it. Or not. There we go. Didn't get to the edge very well. That's my own bad. But it'll peel off. There we go. See? And then the E. And then my W. Now, if, you don't have to do this again on your sheet. I'm just doing it because it happens to be here and it's protecting my table. Here we go. There we go. Last one off. Now, I'm going to fuse these letters down first, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing with my needle and thread there. All right, so I have my letters down. I know exactly where they're going to be. My magnets are kind of holding this in place. If you don't have magnets, you can tape this down. That works just as well. And you want to make sure that you're holding this down just long enough. Again, you don't want to burn it, but you want it to fuse pretty well. And I'm not ironing, I'm pressing. It's going straight up and down. There we go. Now, my last piece here, I have my little needle here I've created. And it's going to be a little bit fun here. So the needle, and from the diagram, you could see I have a needle and a piece of thread with it. So I'm going to do something just a little on the crazy side. Now, when I go to sew this, I'm going to probably have kicked myself for doing this because I'm going to have to move it out of the way a few times to get it to work. But I am going to pull this thread through here, and I can glue the rest of this down later with just a smidge of glue. I can put the rest of this thread down later. You may want to do this step separately, but when I go to fuse this, I'm going to fuse this down like so that my thread and needle will go like so, and then I can take a little bit of glue and position this thread where I want it. So just so you know what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this piece after I've sewn all this together. I'm going to add this little piece here, but just so you know what's coming. All right, so with this, we're going to move on to stitching it all together. And secret, I am not going to stitch it and then sandwich it. I'm going to sandwich this and then stitch it, so it'll all be done in one quick trip.